Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. We are actually trying out just a little bit of a different camera angle. I'm actually pretty happy with it so far. We'll see how I feel. This feels just a little bit less dysphoric. I was actually kind of like, I was contemplating doing something completely different for the stream. I was contemplating wearing makeup for every single stream. And I don't want to do that. That's so much work. Especially if I start like also wearing makeup for work. I would have to come home, take it off, and reapply it. And honestly, I love makeup. It might happen sometimes. It's just a lot of work, and it's a lot of time that I don't personally have right now. As you can see, things are still kind of a mess behind me, but that's fine. It's fine. Anyway. Let's go ahead and get this set up over here. Let's grab this, pull this up, and we will open up sheets. I think I actually already have this on a tab. I do. Okay, Ace. Alright. Let's hop over here. Not too much to report from yesterday, but I figure it's still good to do just the same. So, if we scroll all the way down to, oh shoot, today's the 16th. There we go. I did not get in my full half hour of exercise today. I was going to in the morning, and then I forgot to bring caffeine to work, so I split my break into two. One to go grab Red Bull from Quick Trip because it was still fairly early, and I wanted to have like 5 minutes to go outside and vape to tie me over to lunch. So I didn't do any walking for my morning break. I did for my lunch break, and then after that it was raining, so that's why that's 0.5. And that's okay. It's fine. I'll try and see if I can get 3 half pommos, because we're in this scale. A pommo is 25 minutes, so we'll see if we can't do 3 half pommos tomorrow to make up for it. That being said, we're going to be making up for exercise this weekend, very specifically, because I'm 2.25 hours away from my rolling total goal today, which is kind of yikes. Right now we're looking at 1 hour of self-study and 1 hour of Lonely Octopus is going to be our MO for today. I really want to dive into this YouTube thing, the thing that I've been working on YouTube, but I think it might behoove me to step away for a day. We'll see. I want to crack into it and I want to just like rip my jaws into it, but it might be something that I need to take more time to do, which is fine. So what I'm thinking is we'll start out with self-study would be a good warm-up pommo is the thing. I don't have to worry about cooking or anything because I actually just ate a bowl of cereal. Like, I thought ahead for this stream. I found out that looking at the TV screen keeps me from being hungry. So the less I look at the screen, the better I am with my appetite. Like, the more understanding I am with my appetite. And that's not screens here, that's screen TV. And I don't know, it's probably got something to do with the crazy stuff going on up here, but one way or another, if it's just a part of being human, or if it's a part of being specifically me, I am learning how to deal with it. And that's kind of what I'm going to tell myself until we actually do it. So, as you can see, the numbers have dropped, because we haven't done them yet today. Poor exercise is looking pretty slim there, though. We are still, I do want to point out, I am at 100% productivity. So even though I am lacking in certain areas, I am still getting 15 hours of my rolling totals done. So as long as I do 3.25 hours of work today. Oh, I actually did a cleaning pommo just now that I forgot to put in. I was like, man, this is looking late. I know I did something else. I literally just did this, Ace. Come on. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. We're up to 12.25. I'm hoping to get this to 4 hours rolling total like what we had here. If I can just do 25 minutes every single day, I'll be happy. Anyway, so yeah, there's not too much going on, but we have almost completely filled out the graph, which is going to be really fun as we start seeing, like, everything start to wave on through. I'm really excited for that. I think I'm going to make a time compilation. I'm going to just, like, grab this graph and catch it at every single day, because I can change this, right? Like, watch this. Boom. Table change. Alright, anyway, I'm done being a geek. Okay, so yeah, that's it for me. Like I said, if you guys want to do scoreboards like how Tina does on her live streams, she hasn't done them in the more recent live streams. I think she's kind of getting her life together. She's moved like 5 times in a month. I feel bad for her. I could never. But she did give me her blessing to do also scoreboards, so I would love to do that if that's something you guys would be interested in. I don't know how we'd host it. I don't know how we'd do it, but we'd figure out a way. Also, the cats have zoomies. They just got their treats. Sophie specifically has been going off. But, yeah. Oh, that's right. My sound is... No, I want to see. What am I doing? My sound is asynchronized. That's what I was starting to say, and then I got distracted by YouTube's chat window thing. Alright, anyway. Oh, it's on top chat. I would like to see all chat. There is still no more chat. That's fine. Okay. So, I think we should start off with 25. I think I'm gonna do self-study. I think I'm gonna do 25 minutes of self-study. Just to kind of like get my brain in a mentally sound place. So, yeah. And if you're here and you'd like to say hi, hello. I'm happy to see you. Alright, shall we? Pomo a go-go? Tina shouldn't mind if I, like, take all the phrases she never used, right? 25. Let's go. Oh wait, no. That's what's gonna show at the end. Cool. See you soon. That was our first half palm open night. How's everyone feeling? Oh shoot, we got 3 viewers over here. Okay, look at that. We're jumping. We're doing it. Let me go ahead and start my break timer. Let's see. Ah, yes, hydrate, by the way. I gotta get more water. This is water from yesterday. Hello, sorry I just got here. I was on a Zoom webinar about sleep health through the employer-based Ginger app. No worries about you being late. I'm happy that you're here. You don't necessarily owe anything to me, but, you know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm tired. But yeah, no, don't feel bad about just getting here. Sounds like you were doing something fun and important. Sleep health through the employer-based Ginger app. So what's the Ginger app then? I also wanted to ask you more about, shoot. What was the note that we ended on last night? You said something and I was like, that's cool, and then I dipped. Oh, pandas. Yeah. No, it wasn't pandas, it was just tuples. I have yet to run into a point in Python where I am needing to use a tuple. And I'm really, I don't understand why anybody would use a tuple in place of, like, a list. Or a dictionary. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand why. It is a behavioral health coaching app. Interesting. Okay, so how does it work? Is it like, CBT? Because that's what most of the apps are. I suppose it could also be, is it DBT? Dialectical Behavioral Analysis? Shoot. I really need to read up on the different kinds of therapies out there. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, I love this track. This is a good track. So I both love and hate using my phone to record. I'm wondering if I put it on airplane mode, if it would still, like, if it would still do this. Because it is physically linked to the computer. I'm gonna try it tomorrow during my setup, and we're gonna see. Because, like, I don't know, getting these, like, random notifications, it's bothering me. And I know that, like, all of my facial expression in response to the prompt is going to read. Like, I'm looking directly at the camera, you know? Like, I just got a notification for Nick Zametti. Oh, here's one. Do you like walking in the rain? Delight in this inspiring picture. And it's from, like, some picture color by number app that I downloaded 2 years ago. And I just don't turn off the notifications for it. I don't know why I turned on the notifications. They are persistent. But they, like, never bother me, you know? Like, they're just kind of, like, nice little check-ins. Oh, here's an email. See, I guess I miss most of these because I'm busy doing stuff, or I guess I'm getting worse at looking at the camera. Because I was really good at it when we started this, and now I'm just like, what? What is happening? Like, avoiding eye contact altogether. I mean, the chat's down here, so maybe I should get, like, another screen and put it right up next to the camera, so that way chat can be here, and I can read, and I can look at chat, and I can read, and I can look at chat. Anyway, so it's a behavioral health coaching app. Behavioral health coaching app. I'm gonna look this up. Let's see. You are reminding me that I have ginger ale in the fridge, which I might get a ginger ale. On-demand mental health care. Okay. Oh, is this like BetterHelp or something? What is this? Ginger offers mental health services for your entire workforce. Wait, so is it like a working, like a work benefit? Like, do you get this for free? Like, is this a benefit? Wait. We're reinventing healthcare. Virtual personal support for anyone. Employer resources, reports, webinars, case studies. Okay, interesting. Mental health support made just for you, but it's made for a company. Behavioral health, coaching, therapy, psychiatry, and self-care resources, all from the privacy of a smartphone. That's not very private. We all know! Your smartphone isn't private, right? I mean, like, honestly, this is kind of cool, actually. Like, this looks like a small-scale BetterHelp, but in a good way. Does that make sense? Like, it's not too big for its britches. They have a whole blog. Interesting. Ooh, they have data! Advancing mental health care through research and data. Interesting. Developing new measurement tools and peer review programs that ensure transparent methodologies. I mean, I believe that. There's an ethical way to use data gathered from a therapy app, I would say. Is it ethical to, like, gather that data? That's a different question. But there's an ethical way to use it. So, estimated % of members improving. What? Okay, so I think this is what's called like a dot and whisker. Hold on. It wouldn't be, it looks maybe like a box and whisker, but the boxes are dots. I don't know enough about graphs. This says let's go. I say let's not. Let's sit here for a moment. So, okay. Anxiety improvement for Ginger members. So this is like, they're measuring the start. So did they cluster and then average these? Like, I can see the general trend upwards, but I'm curious if this is like measuring the same people or if this is just clustered, you know? I mean, it says read the full report, so we'll check it out. Oh, no, this isn't over a course of time. This is different categories. Okay. So, app-only, minimal care engagement, coaching, clinical, collaborative. I mean, obviously, the more you throw at a problem, the more likely you are to figure it out. Like, that's pretty obvious, but... I mean, like, just a 20% increase... Estimated % of members improving. Oh, so that's not specific increase in improvement. That's just how many, that's just a percentage of the people that get this particular treatment improve out of the other. Okay. So if you were collaborative, those with mild anxiety, like 80% of them are improving? Okay, interesting. So if you have severe anxiety, and you go into this with all kinds of stuff collaborative, there's a 50% chance that you'll get better. That's a chance worth taking. I would take it. Honestly. Alright. I hit stop streaming instead of cut. I apologize. Anyway, that's not the EDA that we're gonna do... that I'm doing tonight, but that was a fun little thing to do. Where are you? Interesting. Is this on their website? Sorry, I had to step out. Yes, that was a graph directly from their website, ginger.com/research. They have a full report available. I might take a look at it later, because, I mean, like, as a temp, I don't get any benefits from the company I work for. But that might be changing soon, or at some point. Yeah, I'm taking full advantage of my work benefits. As you should! Like, use all of the benefits they give you. Like, it's shit that you have to get these benefits through your work, but definitely take advantage of them because your workforce is taking advantage of you. Unionize today. Sorry. Okay, thanks. I'll get off my socialism soapbox for a little bit here. So, what are you guys feeling? Do we still have Dina and Cypress here? Hello. Do we want to do a 25 or a 50? I'm good for either. I'd probably crack open my Lonely Octopus EDA. I really don't want to work on Lonely Octopus tonight for some reason. Like, I don't know what I want to do. I want to do something, but not either of that. Sorry, just got here. You're good. Welcome in. We're debating whether or not to do a 50 or a 25. I'm here, Cypress says. Good to see you, Cypress. 25 will give me more flexibility, so I'm kind of leaning towards 25, but I'm down for a 50 if you guys want to do a 50. I love this music. I'm not really a huge Stardew Valley fan. Like, I haven't played Stardew Valley that much. It stresses me out. The days are too short. Like, the days in Stardew Valley are very short. How about 25? 25 sounds good. 25. Cypress, Dad, Dina. There's 5 of you here. Oh, never mind. There's 4 of you here. Well, okay, so one setting says 4, the other one says 6, so. Cypress says 25. Alright. I think 25 sounds good. Let's do 25 then. Now I have to decide what I want to do. Let me put in the last Pomo I just did. Okay. I think I'm gonna get another half hour of self-study in tonight. I'm feeling the book that I'm reading, and then we might crack open Lonely Octopus. We might, like, finish out with a 50. I don't know. Alright. Let's do it. I am watching you on my laptop as opposed to the phone, so I can everything in more detail. Yeah, on the computer it says 6 watching too. Oh, sweet! We got half a dozen people here, y'all! That's like... Hold on. That's what? More than 1/20th of the way to 100? Yeah! We're 1/20th of the way to 100 viewers, everybody. Alright. I'm gonna stop being a dork. Alright. See you in 25. Okay. How is everyone's second 25? Oh, where are you? There you are. Let's see. Ooh! Y'all hung out a little bit, huh? I have moved on to dictionaries on Python data science. Yeah, 1/20th of the way, see in 25. Oh, nice. Okay. So maybe if you figure out what the whole thing is with tuples and dictionaries and lists and why anyone would use any of them over the other, let me know, because I still don't get it. That being said, it took me like 6 months to understand arrays in VBA, and like they are genuinely one of the easiest things to understand. Like, I know how to use a two-dimensional table. Referring to a two-dimensional table isn't hard. It was like the syntax of it was bothering me. I think it's because you genuinely have to like loop through arrays if you want to like search for something. Which, nah. Dad says dictionaries in Python can be weird but interesting, I'm sure. I'm sure you've had to teach your students quite often about this kind of thing. Dina says, I am caught up with the discussion board for my masters! This hasn't happened all semester. Awesome! I'm really glad. That's super awesome. Bob says, good job, Dina. Wit says, hello, I'm gonna rate. Awesome! Let me know what you're gonna rate. Are you doing, like, fiction? Because in November, NaNoWriMo, let's go. I plan on streaming every night for NaNoWriMo. I'm ready for it. Dad says, hey, Wit. Cephalon says, gonna go watch AOT with the husband. Good night. Good night! It's nice seeing you. I did know that you have a husband. I was like, shoot, who's your husband? The same person you've had for this entire time. I'm dumb. I'm sorry. Dad says, working on my CEH test study. Ooh. So you're still going on that train. I'm proud of you. I'm honestly really proud of you. So, do we have anyone here? Everyone left. There was like 7 people at one point, and now there's 2. Okay, let's... Oh, shoot. What was I doing? Oh, I was setting up my timer. Come on, Ace. You're smarter than this. What's AOT? I believe they mean Attack on Titan, but I'm not sure. It's an anime about giants that basically destroy towns. There's apparently some anti-Semitic ties, but it's kind of... yeah, you know? 3. What is 3? Oh, there's 3 viewers right now, yes. Yes, indeed. So, okay. I've done my hour of self-study. I feel pretty happy with that. I need to do an hour of Lonely Octopus, and as much as I don't really want to do it, because, like, I'm worried about getting into it, because I'm at a good stopping point right there, and I'm worried about not setting on another stopping point. Dina says, LOL. I'm happy you're laughing. Good night, fam. Good night, Dina. Have a good one. Let's go. So, my Lonely Octopus project is happening. I mean, like, I took a look at the rest of the code. It definitely looks like it's going to teach me something about statistics, if anything, just how to get the stats numbers. But I still don't understand what they mean, or, like, why they mean what they mean. Dina says, I'm gonna grab my water, thanks for the reminder. Of course! Yeah! Oh, did we start the break timer? We didn't. Here we go. Yes. Hydrate or dihydrate. Those are the only 2 options. Anyway. Yeah, so, okay, I was thinking about this the other day. From what I can tell, a bell curve for stats, the bell, you know, I mean, it represents the regression towards the mean over a hypothesized, repeated amount of data, right? So it's an estimation of what the data would look like if you multiplied it by, like, thousands of times. And it's done that way to make it look nice and neat. And you get that by doing stuff to the numbers. Yay, it's happening. Progress! Progress with... Oh no, I have missed something. What happened 20 seconds ago? I don't know. Is it my EDA? That might be what you're talking about. Anyway, but yeah, from what I can tell, the bell curve isn't necessarily indicative of real life data. It's only our estimation of what the data would look like if it was multiplied thousands of times. And then you get to see what the mean is and how likely you are to hit the mean, and thusly how less likely you are to hit either of the outliers. So if it's like a really fat bell curve, oh, with you code. Yeah! we're getting places. I'm starting to understand Python, like that much. That much. I was coding in VBA today and I'm like, wow, I miss this. I miss being able to understand what I'm typing. That's another thing that makes me like really upset with Python is the indents in Python. When you hit tab, it means something. Like, so that's part of how the code is read. In VBA, indents don't mean anything. They are only there for you to visualize your code. I hate it. I hate Python so much. I understand. Like, I probably won't hate Python after I learn a little bit of it, but like, I would not suggest Python to somebody learning how to code as a beginner. I mean, maybe I would, because, like, obviously I'm having a hard time learning it after I've learned VBA, so, you know. But honestly, if there was a beginner, like a total beginner, like a complete newbie to code that wanted to get into it, I would say practice with SQL. Why? Because SQL, you're going to get like immediate results. It's going to be very easy to understand. You're going to pick it up and you're going to put it down, no problem. You select bup 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 from bup bup bup, where bup bup bup, and there you go. Like, that's it. Now granted, you're not going to be doing any kind of like, I guess you could be doing processing with SQL now that I think about it, with all the functions that you have, but you'd have to bust out some really long functions in SQL. It is okay for you to be wrong. What, with Python? With Python? Are you gonna judge me for not liking Python? Excuse me? Dad, I never thought that I'd be going to bat for code that is older than I am, in opposition to you going for code that is younger than I am. Why? I'm not wrong about this. I'm not wrong. You've been coding for a long time, so you don't know what it's like to learn how to code. Yes, okay. Alright. You know, I'm an adult now, so I get to disagree with you. So, sucks to suck. Maybe you're the wrong one. You with all of your multiple years of experience. Basic is better. Yeah, basic is better! Oh, you're saying basic as opposed to VBA. Wait. What were you telling me I was wrong about then? It is okay for you to be wrong. LOL. I don't understand what's happening! You'll be acting crazy. Okay. Yeah. So I'll be opening up Lonely Octopus. It still bothers me that Python is case sensitive. Like, I struggled for a solid 10 minutes last night while I was trying to run a singular line of code, and I realized that it's because path had to be capitalized. No, basic, like, as like 1980s. Yeah. Basic, the predecessor to VBA. Yeah. Basic is better. So basic is better than VBA, or basic is better than Python? And is Python better than either of them? Where is your hierarchy here? Like is it basic, VBA, Python? Because like VBA is based on basic. Hold on. It's based on... Oh, are you suggesting basic over SQL? Is that what's happening here? That might be what's happening. Yeah. Maybe. Basic as like 1980s. Yeah, I know. I know! I'm aware. As I was saying, it's a coding language that's older than I am. So, you know how we call each other, like, basic nowadays? Like, yeah, basic. Basic Python, VBA, not on the list. Yes, basic over SQL. Okay, I will have you know, VBA has much more application in today's day and age. I just learned about, like, the Excel, they're like Excel competitive games, like Extreme Excel, and they used VBA in that, okay? If you know how to use VBA, you have a strong advantage against that. And also, you can use VBA in any office job that you have, so long as they trust you or they are stupid. One way or another. You're more likely going to get into VBA than you are with Python. For learning is what we are talking about. Okay. Really? VBA not on the list at all? At all? I disagree. I very strongly disagree, because having like an Excel spreadsheet that's already something you know, that you're already at least somewhat familiar with, and being able to see like the active cell change and move, that was magical for me. That was like, oh, I understand how coding works now. Like, obviously I don't understand how coding works, but like, I get it. I understand. I code these like specific things and the active cell moves, and I can highlight these specific things, and I can code out an entire ASCII art of, I don't know, Bob Ross. Like, I disagree with you. You know what? I will go into this with you. We will find ourselves 2 groups of students. You can have one, I can have one. I'll teach them VBA, you teach them basic. We'll see who comes out knowing something, okay? I'm willing to put money down on this. I can't even drink water. I'm so hyped about this. Alright, let's stop talking about which one is better, because obviously I'm right, and let's go ahead and do our 50, yeah? Before we run off the normies. Dina, are you still here, or did we scare you away? Okay, I will see you guys in 50 minutes.
Black-capped chickadee.
Okay. That was a full hour. That genuinely didn't really feel like a full hour. I'm not going to lie. Let's see. Pull up my chat here somewhere. There it is. Bob Morton says, also, I am working on a master's degree in cybersecurity. That is why I am studying here. I have to pass a test for Certified Ethical Hacker, CEH, and it is biting my butt, he says. I specifically love that you spelled biting, B-Y-T-E-I-N-G. It's a very computer science of you, Dad. Yeah. So, I don't know, how was that for you guys? I finished up EDA for one set of graphs, and I started pulling, because I pulled from, not really the population, but I pulled from the whole sample rather than pulling from unique values. So now I'm going through and pulling from unique values, and it's basically looking like the same shit. The graphs aren't interactable, so I'm not able to see. Wow, Suzumiya says. Nice. I don't know what you're wowing at. I guess me. But yeah, I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to go through and remake the graphs with data labels. I'm kind of a slut for data labels, I'm not going to lie. I know, they crowd the screen, and I know they're barely legible most of the time, but like, I just want to check to see if the values are changing, you feel me? That being said, I could just run... Like, I don't have to graph this, right? Like, there's gotta be... I should be able to print, like, a report that says stuff, right? I'm gonna ask ChatGPT about that. That sounds so cool. Honestly, it's pretty boring. I'm not gonna lie. That being said, I do think that when I end up talking about, like, learning coding languages later on down the line, I really want to put an emphasis on the fact that you are learning a language, like a literal language. Hi, Chubby. Oh, are you gonna let me pick you up? I kind of coded you in catnip earlier. I'm sorry, bud. There wasn't a really good place to sprinkle it on ya. Oh, it wouldn't be a study stream without some chubby cuddles. Look at this boy. Anyway, yeah, you are learning a language. Like, no matter what language you choose to start, it genuinely doesn't matter. Like, Dad and I can argue over and over again about which one is the best one to start off with. And I would argue that most people would say that it's whatever language they started with, unless they started with, like, R or some shit. Oh, buddy. But, like, it's like, who's your favorite doctor, you know? Like, mine's Tenet, because Tenet was my first doctor. Dad's is, fuck. Don't disown me, Dad. Tom Baker. The one with the scarf. So, you know, it's gonna be whatever you learned first. I will still take you on with that challenge, though, Dad. Like, you and me? Let's go. Let's do it. Anyway. Joey, you are so heavy. Oh, are you done? Baker. Yeah! But where I was getting with that is the more that you use it, the better you will get, you know? Pascal was my first language. That's like second gen, right? It's because you're not doing the ones and the zeros. That's like the same gen as assembly. Yeah? I think. I'm not sure. But like, I'm using the function unique from pandas, and I'm already familiar with how to use it from the other project that I was working on, the greenhouse project. So Oh my god, I literally cannot think tonight. No, 3rd gen. Okay. You and I are gonna have to sit down and, like, talk about the different generations of coding languages. Like, basic Python, etc. Is Python 3rd gen? I thought we were on, like, 4th or 5th at this point. Huh. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to sit down and we'll have to talk about, like, the different stuff. Dad, we should start a podcast. Like, we should just start a podcast, or just ask you a bunch of computer science shit. It would basically be, like, our car rides. Yeah, that sounds fun. I know that everybody and their dog is like, we should start a podcast, but I genuinely think that has some salt to it. Because, like, there's tons of tech bros that are doing podcasts, but there's not a lot of, like, wholesome computer dads, you feel? 1st gen, 1s and 0s. Yeah, that's, yeah. And then 2nd gen is, like, assembly. Yeah. And then 3rd gen is basic. But really, like, Python is 3rd gen? 3rd gen higher level, right. So is 3rd gen just like the catch-all for everything that's, you know, user interface? Hey, great idea. I would listen to that podcast. Oh, awesome. Look, Dad, we already have a viewer for our podcast. Bob says 4th gen readable. Wait, so is Python not readable? I think that that's an argument in my direction that Python is garbage. So what counts as readable then? Is it like, are we talking about R and Tableau? I mean, like, that's all graphing stuff though. 4th gen SQL. Oh, okay, I understand now. Wait, so SQL really isn't that old then? What did they use before to access databases? I literally cannot imagine a world where you have to access a database and pull queries without SQL. How long has Access been around? Like, Access, the Microsoft program. Because, like, it has SQL built into it, and I thought that that's been the case since whenever it came out. Like, it's been around since at least the 90s. I've seen tutorials that look disgustingly ugly, and I'm pretty sure they have a SQL generator. I mean, I guess now that I think about it, I've only ever seen the query generator. 90s. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So it's not like it goes back to the 80s where we had Excel and BASIC and VBA. Huh. Okay. Interesting. That's crazy. Okay. Yeah. We should start a podcast. We should figure out a time to sit down and do a podcast. You and me. Okay. I am trying to get better about getting rest. Used a DBase in the mid-90s. DBase? DBase? What the hell is DBase? What? 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 Is it still getting updates? Millions of people use it daily, it says. I doubt- Oh, this website is disgusting! Oh my god! I have to show you guys this. Ah! Look at this! I wasn't expecting this. This screams like early 2000s, just like somebody created a blog. Like, I'm not trying to critique, I just wasn't expecting it. In reality, I do wish more of the internet, like, sustained this style, because I think it's an important part of history. This is an official website for DBase, and it looks like it hasn't changed since the 90s. This is crazy! My first encounter with DBase was DBase 2 on Apple II clone, a 64K RAM computer. I was in charge of an association, and we had found a young programmer willing to make a custom database application for us. Holy shit! He chose to write it in DBase. He was very busy at the time, and he would come into my apartment 4 hours late type in some code for 45 minutes to an hour, then leave suddenly to work on another contract. Because our contract with him had some penalty clauses for any delay, we were absolutely sure we would get our application on time, but as the weeks passed after the deadline, I became more and more nervous. I had learned how to load DBase on my computer. When I started DBase, it would appear as a black screen with a nice flashing dot at the bottom left corner. Oh, this sounds horrendous. So this was in the 90s, so this would be 3rd gen, technically, right? Like, this would be considered 3rd gen. This language was quite simple with its English-like commands. Yeah, that's 3rd gen. Use, find, append, list, etc. It was invented by Wayne Ratliff, a young programmer at the Jet Propulsion Laboratories in Pasadena, California. Ratliff had the idea of a database program for a desktop computer based on the one used on mainframes at work. He implemented it on his kit-built computer at home. Yeah, because this was back in the day where, like, you had to basically build your computers, right? Like, they weren't starting to be mass-produced yet. This was something that, like, it was an extreme privilege to have a computer in your house at this time. Not a lot of people kind of recognize that, right? Like, people my age, we grew up with computers in the house. Granted, if you were privileged, right? Like, it is still considered a privilege if you are in the 2000s and you have a computer in your house. I fully recognize that the technical divide is a thing, but people younger than me grew up with smartphones, which are computers in your pocket. I would hold up my smartphone, but it's currently recording, so here's my phone case. God, that's crazy. That's so nuts. This language was quite simple. Yay. Ratliff had the idea of a database program for desktop computer. Not only could his software create a table, save and load data, but it could also create pure ASCII programs like DOS batch files, which could display and print data. Ratliff called his software Vulkan and began to sell it by mail order. Oh, I love it! That's so nerdy! People don't believe me when I tell them that computer programmers are like a hive mind. Like, the people who create this shit, they name it after whatever their favorite thing is at the time. Python is named after Monty Python. Like, people don't believe me when I tell them. I'm like, yeah, no, it's named after the sketch group. It really is, and Java is named after coffee because programmers are caffeine junkies other than Dad. He's like the only one. I know a few, like, tech dads from the GameChops space. I chat, like, in the live chat there during work, and both of them are coffee addicts. It's kind of great getting to talk to other tech dads, though. Like, oh man, Dad, if we start a podcast, we can bring in, like, guest people? That would be so cool! Like, imagine all the wholesome tech dads out there that just have, like, this beautiful knowledge of what it was like in the early days of computing. That would be so much fun to, like, have stories of that recorded, so that way people in the far future would be able to hear it. Like, yes, obviously that stuff exists, and obviously, like, there's the stuff from the early days, like, there's the stories, but, like, imagine hearing people tell those stories. That would be so cool! Sorry. Okay. We're gonna cut back here. Yeah. Anyway. Let's see. Used database in the mid-90s, Google it, 3rd, 4th gen, and biggest problem was the 2-digit year in place of the 4-digit year. Yeah, I got my first computer in 2002. That's what I'm talking about, right? Like, it wasn't until the early 2000s that widespread computers being used in the household was a thing. Y2K problem, done because of memory and hard drive space was critical. Yeah. I got my Y2K bug. He's slightly out of frame. Oh no, he's in frame. There he is. That's Dad's Y2K bug. I told him, I was like, if you move and you want to get rid of that bug, do not get rid of it. I want it. That is a piece of history. And he gave it to me. It's so cute. It's so cute. Like, you guys don't understand just how cute this fucker is. Look at this. Look at this. It's even got like the original tag still on it. Like, yeah. It came out in 97 if I'm, yeah. Copyright 97. There, like, this exists on eBay. People are selling this as a collectible. Not for much. Like, I could have gotten this for $30, but like, look at this guy. I will eventually pass that down either to my children or to a programmer that I personally, like, foster, you know? Anyway, okay. As I was saying, I'm trying to get better about getting rest, like, stopping my work early. Answers in Progress has a really good video about procrastination, and one of the ways that you fight procrastination is deciding to stop at a certain time, because if you don't stop at a certain time, that reinforces the part of your brain that's like, oh, we can get things done last minute, you know? That is your inheritance, kid. Not even part of it, it just is the whole inheritance. Okay, on that happy note, stay safe out there, do something cool, enjoy your life, drink water, and I care about you. Like, legitimately, stay safe out there. Alright, good night everybody, bye!